Hello everybody, how are you? This is Logan.
Hi.
And I'm Tarina from Create with Tree, that's me. And today we are going to, I know it's backwards and I need to figure out how to change it around so that it's right way. But, so this is my big beautiful board. Turn it. I've had this on my board for a couple months now, and it's the pumpkin pie transfer. It's one of my favorites. Hello, how are you? You're up early. She was with me. Carrie was watching me earlier this morning. So I've had the pumpkin pie transfer on here since I think September, and although it's hard for me to get rid of it, I'm going to, because that's the whole point of having these beautiful boards, is that you put them on and then you love them for a little while and then you take them off and then redesign your board. So Logan here came home from college and he walks in and the first thing he says, "Wow, it looks like a boutique threw up in our house," and he was teasing me. And so he kind of hurt Mom's feelings a little bit. And so he kept saying, "Well, I'm sorry. And I said, "Well, that I'm sorry just doesn't work." And he goes, "Well, how can I be sorry? How can I show you that I'm sorry?" And I said, "Well, you can help me chalk one day." And so today is the day I'm going to give him my grunt work. First of all, we're going to clean the board off, and I'm going to show you how easy that is. It's simply, we're just going to squirt some water on here. Let me do that real fast. I just have a squirt bottle of water, and the big chalkboards, the big Chalk Couture chalkboards, you don't seal them because the idea is that you change them out, and this is not a permanent chalkboard. But next year, if I want to, I can do the same exact thing again. So because these have been on here a little while, I like to, you can do this, like pick a spot. And you just kind of like, we're loosening up the thicker areas of the chalk. Yeah, see, like these really thick areas. And it helps it to go a lot faster when we go to clean it up. Really, that center part's really thick. Where you have the chalk on that's super thick, it takes a little bit for it to soften up. And it washes, if you get it on clothes or anything, it'll wash right up. You don't want to use anything scratchy or abrasive when taking up your chalk. This is the, sorry, kind of the boring part. I can hear my Power Rangers in the background. So Carrie, did you get any sleep at all? She watched me do your, oh, this is who I did the wind chime for. It was Logan. He picked out all of the pieces for it. Yeah, see? You can wash it off in the sink. Okay. See, but this helps. Yeah. It's like, what? Are you having fun?
I'm having a blast.
No sleep. I got about 4 hours of sleep, which is kind of my average. How old is your Logan, Carrie? How old are you?
I'm 22.
He's 22. My husband picked out his name. I got a veto power, but my husband and I, when we started having children, we decided that he could pick out the boys' names and I could pick out the girls' names. I lost in that one because we have 4 boys, but I did get veto power. So we're just gonna wipe up as much as we can. I'm gonna have you rinse this off. Look how easy that was, just to come right off, really. And then have you rinse this off. Just rinse that out. Hey Jenny, how are you? Oh, he is 17. Oh yeah, and also a ginger, yeah. So Logan has Logan. It's funny. I have Corey. He's my 23-year-old, and he has red hair. None of my other boys got red hair except for Logan, who, when he started growing out his beard, he's red. He's just red in his beard. So I thought that was kind of funny. My dad was the same way. My dad had like blondish brown hair, and but he didn't have. He had red mustache and beard. Oh, that kind of seems to be the pattern, Jenny. We just decorated our tree yesterday. We've had it up for a couple days, but we just decorated it yesterday. So I have, okay, this is a good little thing to share with everybody. So sometimes if you have a transfer that stays on for a long time, you'll get kind of ghosting, and I do see a little bit of ghosting. And the way to get that off, and I'm gonna have you do this. See the white eraser, wet it down. So you use a magic eraser, and it's been a yeah, ours. Oh, my hair's falling out. When Logan came home, that was the first thing he did. He came home. When did you put that up, on Saturday? Yeah. Or Sunday?
Yeah, Sunday.
Sunday night. He put that up, and it's been up since yesterday. I mean, we put up the ornaments yesterday, so it's been up that long. So I just took the magic eraser, and it gets rid of the ghosting. So, and then just go over with a dry towel. All right. Thanks everybody for coming and joining me on my 4 hours of sleep. I have lots of things to do and no time to sleep or anything. So there we go. My board's brand new again. All right, so I'm going to set this aside really fast and have you grab that book that's open right there. And we are going to be using a new transfer that I have. I had to stick that in the sink. Like I said, Logan is my grunt boy today. He's being a good boy about it. So this is the Sugar Cookie transfer, and it comes in 2 pieces. How are you? Say hi. Everybody say hi.
Hello.
Okay, I'm going to have you put this back. So when you have a new transfer, I just want to show you real fast. When you have a new transfer, you want to do what's known as fuzzing. And also, really quick, on the big Chalk Couture boards, chalkboards. Again, I'm a little tired, lack of sleep, so I might not exactly sound like I know what I'm talking about. But I'm going on 4 hours of sleep. Let me have you put that over there. When you have a new transfer, you want to do what's known as fuzzing, because they're super sticky. And so what you do is you take the backing off, and then you take a clean towel, and you're going to pat it or put it over it. With the big porcelain steel chalkboards, you don't have to put any kind of wax. The transfers won't stick. the paste goes down really nice. That's kind of the point of having the beautiful big chalkboards. They're my favorite. Although you see me. This morning, I did etching on glass with the transfers. But Chalk Couture made the big beautiful chalkboards specifically so that for these transfers, so that they don't stick and that the chalk paste is just, it works so pretty on it. So because this is such a big transfer, I'm going to lay it down flat, and this is how I fuzz the bigger transfers. And then you just flatten it out, turn it over, and then when we're ready to put it on the chalkboard, I'm going to peel it up, and that's going to fuzz it. I'm going to do this in 2 different pieces because I do have a bunch of different colors that I'm going to be using. So hopefully we can get through the whole thing without having to be on here too long. But we're going to start. So grab the chalkboard, put it up here. And Logan has never chalked before, have you?
Nope.
Nope, never chalked. Okay. So he's going to get his first taste, and I want to make sure that there's no fuzz or debris on my chalkboard. It's nice and smooth. So I'm going to peel this up, and it is helpful when you're doing a big transfer if you have somebody to help you, especially when you want to do multiple colors. Awesome. And then I've said this in a lot of, if you've not seen my my projects in the past, I'll try to go over some of the basics. These are silk screens. They are reusable. You can wash them. And these little areas right here are silk. Like when you make a shirt, when you silk screen a shirt, same idea. We used to own a silk screen company, and it works exactly the same way. You want to make sure that everything is smooth. And then this area of the silk screen, it doesn't matter, the transfer, it doesn't matter if there's bubble here. It's in the screens. Let's see, I absolutely love. Oh my gosh, it really is super fantastic. So Leah said hi. Okay. I bought all of the brand new transfers that just came out, Jenny. It's kind of a sickness of mine. But I'm telling you, they're all so beautiful, and I have a lot of different projects that I'm going to be doing. So I take my angled squeegee, or you can even take the 4-inch larger squeegee, and I just want to make sure that there's no bubbles. If you want to, you can try this. You're just going to pull out to the side. And see, I've got a nice big bubble here. I don't want that, so I'm going to pull this up, and I'm going to work that out. What happens if there is a bubble is that you'll get some bleeding of the chalk paste. And you don't want that. So does this kind of remind you of the silk screening, the t-shirts? Yeah, the boys used to do t-shirts to make a little extra money and pay for their sports. Having 4 kids in sports at one time, if anybody has kids in sports, you'll know it's very expensive. All right. Another thing I do when I'm doing a larger transfer like this is that I plan out the colors that I'm going to want to use. Oh, Jenny, I'm telling you, honey, it is so addictive. And like Logan said, it really does look like a boutique kind of threw up in my house. But it's pretty. It
is pretty.
I mean, it's not bad.
Decorative.
It is very decorative, and it's, so that's really nice. So again, I want to just kind of, I kind of have an idea of the colors I wanted to use. I'm going to use Thai teal, Caribbean blue. Trevor just came downstairs, and if anybody's seen any of my lives before, has seen Trevor, and he's helped me with like the camera and stuff, and he's laughing because Logan's on live with me. He's paying his penance right now. So I have elephant gray. Let's see. I want to do, my friend Brenda, and I posted hers, and hers was absolutely gorgeous. But she has reds in hers, and I think I'm going to do the coral. I love the coral. I'm going to do the Caribbean blue, the Thai teal, and then she did some like colors, like where she did the butter, that color. The coral, I'm going to do a couple things, and I'm going to also use white on some things. And then I've got eggs up here. So I really liked how she did hers. Okay, I'm going to have you take this, put some water on it, and squeeze it out. It just needs to be damp. And that's something to remember is when you're working with a big transfer like this, and you're doing multiple colors, you want to make sure that you have several rags available. That other one, make sure it's rinsed out too and damp. You want to have some rags or some towels or something set aside that are damp to keep your chalk wet. I think I'm going to turn this a little bit because we are using the island. We're going to go through, and I'm just going to start at the top. I get a little nervous, and I start talking a lot when I get nervous because big ones kind of do make me nervous. Let me have the water. This is Thai teal. It does need a little bit of water in it, so I'm just going to squirt and I just use these little toothpicky things. They're actually forks. They're hors d'oeuvre forks, and you just put a little tiny bit of water and stir until you get the right consistency. You want it to be about like yogurt or marshmallow whip. That's the consistency you want. And then, like I said, I'm going to make my thing in the middle. Who has a KitchenAid? I have a KitchenAid. I love my KitchenAid. I use it all the time. But mine is not a fun color because it's older. And it didn't come in fun colors other than white, cream, and metal. And that's what it looked like. How much is the Sugar Cookies transfer? I think it's $42 or $30-something, I believe. I can look it up. But because it's a big one, it's one of I think it's an extra large. It's not the extra large. I don't have all the new transfers memorized as far as the price is concerned, but the retail price is like $30 to $40, I believe. But Jenny, if you sign up to be a designer, you can get the designer price. So that's always a bonus. Okay, and then I'm going to, let's see, white. I had white. Where's white? White. There's another white. Oh, white. In front of my face. Sorry. And again, when you're using your chalk paste, you want to make sure that you stir everything up before you start moving so that you're ready to go. Can you get me a paper plate real quick? And I am going to have Logan do a couple things so he understands what it takes to make these cute little projects. And let's see what else I'm going to use real quick. I may have you open it up and stir while I'm doing some of this stuff. So I'm going to have you open up the coral. And here's a thing. And the yellow and the gray. How's that? And see what they are. And then I will start. I'm just going to use the regular, the squeegees come in this size. This is a small squeegee. Yeah, if you sign up, you get a really cool kit, and then you can, yeah, just a little squirt. There you go. Good. And then you get the designer price. So let me know when you're ready to sign up, and I can help you do that. So I'm going to The sugar cookies I'm going to do in the Thai teal. You just scoop up a little bit on your squeegee. Yeah, baby. My grandson's here too. If you can't hear it, he's here. Yes, baby.
What's this for me?
Is what for you? Oh, actually, that's for Grandma. Her friend brought that to me. We can open it in a minute. How's that? My daughter-in-law and my son and my little grandson are here visiting us from Missouri. We're just kind of hanging out today, and we're having craft night at my house. For all the ladies that do craft night with us a lot, we're just kind of getting together, working on projects. So I wanted to put my sugar cookie transfer on before everybody came over. So I'm just kind of, if you can butter bread, you can do this. This is relatively easy. You just spread it on. And I'm gonna leave it thick because again, this is a big transfer. So I'm gonna leave it a little thick, and I'll pull all the color off when I'm ready to lift the transfer up. So I'm just kind of leaving the chalk paste thick on the transfer. And then I'm gonna cover. And if my friend Julie is watching, see, I put the lid on. Let's wet this down just a little bit more. My friend Julie does not like it when I leave the lids off of my chalk paste because she's like, it's gonna dry out. So yeah, and she's right. So I just want to cover up the area that I've chalked so that it stays damp. All right, so I think the next thing I'm going to do is work the big one first, and then I'll work the sides. Maybe I'll do the other way around. Maybe I'll work the sides. No, I'm going to do the big one. Sorry, I talk to myself, and I appreciate you being patient with me as I talk to myself. Let's squirt this one a little bit. So again, you want it to be about the consistency of yogurt or marshmallow whip. You're doing a great job, Lokes.
Hey, thanks.
Good helper bee. So really quick, I want you to try this, okay? Oh, that one's old. That one, we might need to go get another yellow, because that one's old. I've had this one since I first started. I don't use a lot, so go ahead and put that one aside. I'm gonna have you do this really quick. So put the yellow, yeah, you got the yellow down. Hold this, and you're just gonna take this, and you're going to just in these areas, not this part of the KitchenAid, but you're just gonna kind of go in here, this area. And then I'm going to do the Caribbean blue on the other area. Do you know what I'm talking about? Mm-hmm. Okay. And then we'll just kind of meet in the middle. Yeah, that's good. You just kind of, oh, you got it. Good job. See, even boys can do this. Kind of crafty, artsy. I know my grandson likes to do that, and we're gonna have some chalking on when we have our Christmas with them. Yep, you're good. And the nice thing about Chalk Couture is if you mess up, you can wipe it off, and that's the beauty of it. Don't be afraid of getting in there.
So I'm doing all this area.
Yeah, go ahead and do that area. Right or wrong, we're gonna do it. And again, if we hate it, we can always erase it. A little bit of water. And we're leaving this a little thicker. So you know when you would do t-shirts, you would use the squeegee and you would smooth it out and then you would wipe off the extra. That's normally what we do, but because we're leaving it a little thick right now until we're ready to pull it off, we'll pull off the color later. So I'm just going to go down to this point right here. Good job. You just need to make sure that you cover the screens, the screen area. Good job. Okay, and then you're going to get these little tiny, there you go. And then, yeah, there you go. And then just kind of push it in there. There you go. It's kind of hard work, huh? But fun. Like, I don't know about that. I have another towel that I'm going to be ready to cover. Good job. There you go. And detailed areas like this, you can even use, there you go, perfect. Let me have that really quick. There's one, I can see it and I know why you can't, because it's a different angle. There we go. Okay, how do you hold that? There we go. So make sure. And if it starts to get dry, you can always spray down your towels so that they stay moist. You want to make sure that if there's any overspray, that you get that up. All right. Oh, everybody's hacking their heads off here. My poor family. All right. So the next color, let's see. Let's do the eggs right here. Let's do, cover the gray. I think let's do sand on the, see this? Okay, so you didn't know this, so open that up really fast. So you have a ton of chalk paste right here. You can actually save that and put it right back in the container. See? How do you, can you do me a favor? Can you do me a favor and read, oh, Brenda's on there. She said, hi Brenda. And then read me what Nancy said. I can't read that.
How do you cure a board from Hobby Lobby before starting? I love that your son is helping.
I cure a board, now it just really depends on what kind of board it is. I use Minwax and I'll show you, I have it right here. It is the Minwax Finishing Paste Wax, not these boards. I would never use it on these boards. It'll ruin these boards. But you would rub that on and then wait a few seconds and then buff it off. Wait about 20 minutes and I kind of give it a good rub again. And then I will go and use the transfers. It helps, one, the chalk paste to adhere to those boards or other projects. And then two, it also helps so that the transfer doesn't stick and tear up anything. But always, always, always test a corner of whatever project you're using. Make sure that you don't stretch your transfer or that you don't damage the transfer and the project you're working on. So I hope that answers your question. Okay, so let's do, okay, I'm going to use the coral because I love the cool. It's still really thick. So this needs to be a lot thinner, just so you know. Okay. And I want to do, let's see, I want to do like the little pieces like this. I'm going to do all of the coral pieces. If you want to grab the white and maybe work on some white. So like on your side, let's do eggs, and then like this, the 2 teaspoons.
Am I leaving the 3? So
yeah, I'm going to do this and this. You're going to do this, and then let's just do this all the way down to this, and then these words. So the words and the words we're going to do in white. I'll make the eggs and this and the 2 and the teaspoon pieces I'll do in coral, okay? So you work on that, and then I'm going to work on this over here. Oh, squeegee. There you go. You're welcome. So I'm leaving him on his own. Thank you. Oh, you're very welcome. All right, so over here, I'm going to work on a couple things with the coral. And I think I like the idea of having all the numbers in one color. The cups. I'm really excited about having this up. This is going to be really cool.
And 1 egg yolk and then add.
Yeah, even the lines, I would even do the lines. So the lines and all of this, and then vanilla extract. And I'll do this and something different. Okay, so do this, all of this, and all of this.
Okay,
and
so leave the 3 though.
Yeah, leave the 3. You can also use like Q-tips if you wanted to remember to leave it thick, because we'll come back and pull off the extra before pulling it up. Okay, and then I'm gonna use the Caribbean blue to do a couple of accents here. And then oh, be careful. Yeah, you gotta just be careful. It's okay, because the last color that you put on will show up on the top. So that's a real easy fix. So I'm gonna do the 3 over here. It is kind of nice to have somebody help you. Okay. I'm going to switch you. So I'm going to have you do cream and then the arrows and then the sugar over here. Oh, I don't want to do that. I really like using all these different colors. And I was inspired by my friend Brenda, who I saw was on here. Thank you for the inspiration. She used a bunch of different colors. Oh, you did the eggs. That's okay.
Yeah, you said do the eggs.
Maybe just the word eggs. It's okay. That's okay. That's okay. It's totally fine. I was going to use another color. That's okay. You're good. This is custard. It has kind of a yellowy look. So I'm going to use that for the butter. And get it? Sorry, I don't mean to be right under your elbow. Okay. And I think what I'm gonna do, can I borrow your white real quick? Just the squeegee, What I'm gonna do is, because I wanted to make the eggs themselves a different color, I'm gonna pull off as much of the white as I possibly can. There you go. And I'm gonna add this color to the top. And it should give it enough of the yellowy color that I want. Okay, put that back in. And then I'm gonna use Caribbean blue. I'm gonna reach under you. I hope everybody's having a good day. Just, like I said, normally we don't have much going on right around Christmas. I'm just baking and doing stuff, but my craft group that meets once a month, it just happens to be the time that the day of our normal gathering is today, and my daughter-in-law came into town, so we're gonna get together and craft and kind of hang out and just kind of unwind from all about the hubbub of the holidays. Okay, awesome. Okay, so pull off. If there's any extra that you can see, pull off, because we're going to pull this sucker up in just a second. So kind of dig in and pull up just a little bit. Okay. There you go. You don't have to do super hard, just a little bit. And it's just if there's a lot, so just, and I am gonna, this is a little trick that I learned from watching somebody else. I am gonna spray a little bit of water on my project just to kind of give it, okay, and then do this side real quick. A little extra moisture. Pull some of this off real quick, because you just don't want it to dry before pulling everything up. So I'm going to pull off as much as I can, getting it into the screens. And this really makes it like you can see the definition of the chalk in the screens. All right, I think we're good. That looks good. Okay, I'm going to go over this one more time just to push that all in there. Awesome. All right, the moment of truth. Pull on that corner right there. You don't want to pull too hard. You just want to give a nice, even. Oh, so pretty. Logan, you did a great job, bud.
Thank you.
Kind of go back and forth a little bit. Look at you, you're an expert already. Wow. Look at that. That is amazing. What do you think? Mm-hmm. You like it? Mm-hmm. That's awesome. Okay, I'm going to rinse this off. Can you do me a favor and kind of like put the lids back on a lot of this stuff real quick, and then we're going to get ready for the second part. And again, I just used water out of the tap to rinse this off. Stand on this side. Stand on this side. So when I rinse it off, I just make sure that all the chalk paste is out of the screen specifically because I don't want the chalk paste drying inside those screens. Really fast, honey, can you do me a favor? Can you rinse all of these squeegees off and we'll get ready for the second part. Okay. Thanks.
All right, rinse the forks too?
Yeah, that'd be great. And I get these little forks at Smart and Final if you have a Smart and Final by you. So hold on for just a second. So what I'm gonna do down here, a little different. Oh gosh, look at that, ladies. Look how awesome that looks. These are definitely my colors. Isn't that beautiful? Oh yeah, Sherry, you get to see this in person tonight. I'm so excited. So I'll just kind of go over the colors that I use. This is custard. This was white, and then we went over it with custard. I may go over those again, like a second layer. This is Caribbean blue. This is elephant gray, coral, and this is Thai teal. So I really, really love how that all turned out. So now we're going to work on that bottom part. Just rinse. Make sure I got all the stuff off. And I love how smooth the porcelain steel looks. I love how the board reacts to the chalk paste, how it just kind of absorbs it. I love that. So I'm going to get ready for the next part. I'm going to fuzz my second half. And have you rinse these out too. And like I said, it does help when you have somebody to help you. It's kind of nice not only to chalk with somebody, but then you have a second pair of hands. So like I did before, we'll take the second part off. Pull this off. Lay it down. Now, on these bigger transfers, you might want to keep the backing if you don't have something to put them back on. I use the portfolios, and these will actually fit in the extra large pieces. But if you don't have the larger portfolio, you might want to just keep the backing and make sure that you write back. The shiny part is where you put it back on, and the duller part is the back side. So make sure you put a B or a back, something like that, so you don't stick it to the wrong side. I have done that before, and it makes a mess. And you ruin transfers that way. So again, I'm fuzzing. This is what's known as fuzzing your transfer. I hope you guys are all enjoying this. I seriously have been wanting to do this ever since I got this transfer, and I've just been so busy that I just didn't have the time, and today just seemed like a really good time to do it. I got some fuzz on mine. I always have a bunch of towels, like clean rags and stuff, underneath my cabinet for just this purpose. Another thing too is with something that I have had to get over is you don't have to be perfect when you're doing this. This is chalk, and so you want to make sure that it looks good, but if little, there's so many little details in these transfers, it looks really cool. And so if you think you've messed up because a little bit of chalk pulls up, it really isn't. It looks so nice, because I see a little couple pieces that, it pulled up, and I'm like, oh, but it gives it character, and I really, really like that. So again, the same thing that we did before. Just smooth it out with your hands. You want to make sure that there's no bubbles. So I'm going to pull out this time because I've got lots of wording. It's really important that you don't have any bubbles. You don't have to, and you don't have to seal it like really hard. Just go over so you don't have, you can kind of hear it when there's no noise in the background. You can kind of hear it when the bubbles move. And these big screened areas are the ones that I'm really most concerned about because of, there's a big spot, and if you had a bubble right here, it would leave a bubble in the chalk paste. Okay, so again, we're gonna do coral. We're gonna use coral. We'll use some Caribbean blue, like for this. I think I want to do. Bless you. And so I think I'm gonna use Caribbean blue here. We're gonna use this is a new color we didn't use before. Peachy. We're gonna use peachy. So we're gonna stir this one up. Make sure that has, and do you want to get, so I need some of the squeegees. Again, this is just water. I'm squirting a little water in my chalk paste.
Do you want me to dry the squeegees?
Yes, please. There's a towel somewhere. I just saw it. Oh, it's probably under here. Oh, right there. It's right there. I'm like, I knew I saw a towel. And when you're stirring the chalk paste, you want it to be the consistency of yogurt or marshmallow whip. I associate everything with food because I think that's what we can all understand. Okay, so I'm going to use custard, peachy, and we're going to work from this, on this one, we're going to work our way from the top to the bottom. Okay, so set this aside. We know that all of these are already stirred up. And then our rags are ready to go. So I think what we're going to do is, I'm just going to kind of do, where's white? White. I'm going to do peachy. Yeah. No, sorry. Coral, white, coral, Caribbean blue, white. Okay.
Not the one. No, the one's a different color.
That's coral, white. So you're gonna do
white.
Yeah, the word's white, and then this will be white. So I'll start here if you'll start here. And again, if we make a mistake, it's totally fine. Don't even stress about making mistakes. It's not a big deal. This is called arts and crafts, people. It's not life or death, and it's supposed to be creative. I think you might need a light. You want to grab a light?
Turn on it?
Yeah, it kind of got dark in here a little bit. That's a little better. We've had some really funky weather. And today, we don't have any rain, but we have what's known as the Santa Anas. So if you're familiar with California, the Santa Anas are these dry winds, and they are not good for the fires. Although our fires local to us are out, and people are all back to their houses. I just, so much damage was done. But I know the ones in Ventura County are still going. Good job. Okay, so I'm going to switch you. I'm just going to sneak that in here. Just be really careful going over. And again, it's okay. I think I'm going to even make I kind of went over, so I'm just going to make all of this area the coral. You got this little area right there. Good job. And then do the dots as well in white. You've been here for hours? Well, you don't want to stay at Grandma's? When you're 4, it's really boring at Grandma's. Okay, and then I'm going to come back over here. And the arrow, do white as well, please. And then I'm going to do the Caribbean on that. And you probably hear Power Rangers in the background. That's Friedrich's newest favorite thing. There we go. Okay, let me get in here really quick. I'm just going to do this, and then what's at the top there, I'm going to have you do in white. Oh, see, and I made a mistake right there, but we're going to go back over that in white, so that's okay. When there's lots of details, it's hard to do it in a bunch of different colors, but we're going to make this work because I really loved how Brenda's turned out. It was incredible. Okay, so I'm going to have you do, here, let me try this really quick. Smooth that one out. And then we're going to, this is like sugar or something, so I'm just going to. If you can get the custard one ready, we're going to do this in custard. Is everybody ready for Christmas? Out in, oh, I need the white. I do need the white. I just have baking I have to do. I'm making desserts. That's my job, is doing all the desserts. Maybe that's why I like this one so much.
Is, custard?
Yes, please. Stick the lid on that quick. And I'm going to cover this up. And it's really important because I want to cover this up. I don't want to get it on what I've already chalked. Because if you add water to the chalk or moisture to the chalk, it's going to come up. And I don't want that. So I'm just going to cover up what I've done so far here on the transfer. No, she didn't end up coming down. No. But Sarah's going to be here, and I'll be here, and a couple other friends will be here on the sift. Let me see what color I want to do on that one. I think I'll just do that. What do I want to do it in? Logs, help me out here.
I'll do it
like the Caribbean, maybe?
yeah.
Or the, yeah, let's do the Caribbean. It's over there. Just gonna open that up. It's not, if we just set the thing on it, just a little, we don't have to like lock it down. And again, it's just a matter of like buttering bread. Okay, and then I want to do, what did I do this year? Okay, I'm going to stick that like this. Just for the time being, I'm just going to cover that up because I'm going to do the coral. So it's just a matter of looking at what you're doing and kind of picking the color you want and just doing it. And making sure that the chalk paste gets into the screened area. Uh-oh. He's got a cough. The baby. And then if you missed it, I did another project at 3 o'clock this morning or 2 o'clock this morning, whatever time it was. I made a wind chime, and so I do want to do another live and show how I did that. Okay. All right, so I think what I'm going to do here is this part I'm going to do, because we have the tie teal, I wanted to get it in here somewhere. Mm-hmm. So I think I'm going to do the tie teal here, and then I'll end up doing it here and here. So I'm just going to do this one first. Because I want to kind of make it cohesive, like it's all one piece. So you have thoughts about chalking, Logan? Any thoughts that you can share?
Mm-mm.
No?
Not really.
Do you like it?
Yeah. It's relaxing.
Oh, see? I've said that. If there's a lot of ladies on here that they've watched me before, and I've said that it's kind of therapeutic. When I get stressed out and stuff, I will just find a chalkboard or something and I will chalk it. In fact, last night I couldn't sleep, and so that's why I got up and worked on the project that I had in my mind. And it relaxed me enough that I went upstairs and I went right to sleep. And I got a pretty project out of it. Okay. With it being a big screened area, I want to make sure that I'm not leaving any lines in it. Can you do me a favor and rinse that one off? I made a mess in that one. Alright, cover this one up. So, now let's see. Okay, so I'm going to come in here, and I want to see what colors I want to do. This is going to be... Well,
Are you going to do the cookie cutter as...
this is going to be gray and white. White, white. I want to get some... What have I done in here? Oh, that's going to be white. So I think this is... I want to do the Caribbean here. 400, 6 to 8. I'm going to do coral. 4 minutes. We're going to do white, white. Okay. So I'm going to start with the sides. Okay. And we'll come back and end with the white, I think. The rest of the white. So Caribbean. Sometimes if you talk it through, it kind of helps figure out what you want to do. Okay. So I'm going to cover this area up that I just chopped. There we go. And then coral.
Okay.
400.
Round 4. Alright, cool.
And the more colors you use, the more difficult it's going to be to do this. I know that in the past I've tried to pick just a couple colors when they're big transfers like this, although it is really beautiful when you have all these beautiful colors to work with. But it's kind of stressful as far as, you know, are you taking too long and making sure everything is moist. Okay. So I'm going to leave all the things that are going to be white. Is there another? There's one more squeegee. Gray. Okay. So if you want to start, now let's do the, how do you do the, like, pick this up, find the white, and start doing the whites. Anybody have any questions at all? Oh. There's the white right here. I pulled it out for you. Like I said, like Logan said, it's very relaxing and therapeutic. A lot of time I just sit and do this and listen to music. Okay, so where, oh, I need that one over there. Excuse me. And I think the more organized you are, the easier it is to do this. Just an FYI. That's why I try to get everything out that I possibly can. So it's interesting, this cookie right here, it doesn't go around like you'd think the outline would go around. So I think I'm going to make my own little outline to make it so this cookie is on, looks like it's sitting on top. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. What I just said? I think so. Okay. That was attractive.
Thanks.
Okay, so you got all the whites there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's cover that up. And then we'll cover this up. And I'll switch you, if you want me to switch your sides real quick. Like I said, it is kind of nice to have somebody to help you. Sorry. And it's just a matter of making sure that you really get into the screened parts. I'm going to create my own little border here. For this cookie. You on your way?
Nope, you're good.
Okay.
I think that's it. Oh, there might be one more
So,
row out there that we didn't do.
Yeah, let me. So if you want to do the Thai teal on this one, and then we can.
Do you want to squeegee?
I think you rinsed it off.
Well, that's the one I used for white.
Okay, then just rinse that one off again. It's fine. Almost done! Yay! Another thing that you could even do, and I didn't do this because again, I'm using so many colors. You could even, I saw somebody that did this and used glitter on some of their pieces, and I just thought that was super pretty. It really made the cookie frosting sparkly. So that's an idea. When you use glitter, you can do it when the chalk paste is still wet. After you take the transfer up.
Is this the Caribbean?
That's Caribbean. You want to do the Thai teal. And if anybody has any questions, let me know. I know we're kind of like our heads are down, paying attention to the task at hand, but let me know if you have any questions. Oh, I hear my puppy dog. It's gonna be so pretty. And again, this was peachy that I used for the cookie icing. I'm going to take this up. Oh, there's some white that needs to be done right there. So I'll do that real quick. White. Thank you. You tell me if I'm in your way. I can move.
You're good. I'll just switch your sides.
Okay. Awesome. That's good. Looks great. Okay.
Is Daddy going to be here?
That looks good. Kind of going over the pieces. Make sure that they're all good. Pull off any extras that I see. Okay. As soon as Logan's done, we're going to pull this up. I'm going to start on my side pulling this up. And by the time he's done, we'll be ready. And if you pull it up nice and gentle, you can see if there's any spaces that you missed. Like right here, it's kind of dried a little bit, and so I'm going to squirt it just a little bit. Wet it back up a little bit. There we go. And again, you don't want to stretch your transfer, you just kind of want to wiggle it back and forth. even. You want to grab that corner? No, this corner on the top here, right here. Yeah, there you go. And hold the board. Thanks. And kind of work it back and forth. You don't want to stretch it to stretch your transfer, so you just want to make sure you're pulling it nice. Oops, don't want to pull it too hard. There we go. That is pretty. Mm-hmm. That is amazing.
Want me to hold it up?
Yeah, go ahead and hold it up. I just want to make sure that I get all the chalk paste off of this transfer quickly so it doesn't dry in the screen. So give me your final thoughts on that, Logan.
I think it looks great. It's very colorful.
And are you glad that our house looks like a boutique?
Yeah.
Does it make it look homey?
It does. Which I like. It's fine with me.
So are you going to give your mom a hard time? You're going to give your mom a hard time anymore?
I won't.
About our house looking like a boutique?
No, I won't.
And is that just because you don't want to have to be live on Facebook Live with your mom anymore?
No, that's about it.
Oh. Okay. All right. So, thank you so much. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, ladies. I know, I'm really in love. And like I said, we didn't have to do so many colors, but I'm really, honestly glad that we did because of how gorgeous it is. And it really turned out so pretty. I'll probably be keeping this up until after the holidays. Can you grab the lid for the white, sweetie? It's over that lid. I don't know where the other part of the lid is. Part of our lid's missing. Oh, I know what happened. That's what happened. Yes. Sorry, he didn't mean to kick that. And if anybody has any questions, please let me know. If you found this, helpful or even just pretty and you want to share it, please share it. I'll make sure that I put my website in the comments here, and you can order this for yourself. This board, I think, is the 18 by, no, this is the 24 by 36 board. It's the big one. It's not the biggest board, but it really is, just beautiful. And, but this transfer is the Sugar Cookies transfer, and it's available on the website right now. It's been a really popular one, and it's going to be popular just like that pumpkin pie transfer. I am so appreciative that Chalk Couture understood our love for that pumpkin pie transfer that they made the sugar cookies. And I hope they come out with some other ones because these transfers are some of the most popular. So these will be on the website right now. All the colors, and again, you don't have to do all these colors, but it sure was fun. And it really was nice that Logan could help me today, even though he did it because he was in trouble. So come on over here really fast. For giving his mom a hard time. I just want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas, and thank you, Logan.
You're welcome.
And you're forgiven for giving mom a hard time.
Sweet.
I will do one more live today before all my friends come over for craft night. because I figured out how to break the bottom of, oh, grab your wind chime real quick. I figured out how to break the bottom off of a wine bottle. YouTube was not helpful, except for giving me multiple ideas that did not work. And so I made sure that I figured it out and made it happen twice. I know somebody asked me a question. I can't see it. Hold on. Can this be sealed? No, don't. Not on this one. Just an FYI, don't seal this, because this board is way too expensive. And the idea behind Chalk Couture chalkboards like this are that you will redo it and redesign it after it's been on here for a while. If you wanted to do this on a piece of wood or another type of chalkboard, then I would seal it. But do not, I repeat, do not seal, do not seal this. But this is what I made at 3 o'clock this morning. I don't know if you noticed this, but I even tipped this in silver leaf. The feather's blue and silver leaf tip. So I'm going to show another live in a little bit. Include some pyrotechnics, some fire, and how I got the bottom to break off of the bottle. So that will be shortly. So let me see. I know somebody asked. Okay, thank you so much. Sorry. Can it be sealed so it doesn't come off? Oh, so once the chalk paste dries, like this right here is dried, just so you know. And this is chalk. This is the chalk paste. Yep. And see, it's dry and it won't come off if you do this. So when you're ready to change the design, all you have to do, and you can go back and watch the beginning of this, you'll see the pumpkin pie transfer that I had on this same board for a couple months. And you just squirt it down with water and then you wash it off. So the chalk paste is designed to stay until you want it off. So it's not going anywhere. Unless for some reason you have really, really wet hands or somebody takes a wet rag and wipes it, it's not going to go anywhere. Let me make sure I answered your question correctly. Oh, okay. So now if you were to do it on wood, I would make sure that you wax the board first and then do this and then use a polyurethane spray. I'll show you what I use on my projects. Some Minwax matte polyurethane, and you can get this at Lowe's or on Amazon if you like to do online shopping, but I just go to Lowe's and get that. You don't want to use anything that you have to wipe on. You want to make sure that it's a spray, because again, if you're using a polyurethane sealer to wipe it on, it's wet, you'll reconstitute the chalk. So you always use a spray sealer when sealing any project with chalk on it. So you're very, very welcome. And anybody has any more questions, PM me. I answer my messages pretty quick. So I'd be more than happy to help anybody. And again, I really hope you love this. I'll drop my website down below and try to give everybody what I used for this project in a comment, and I will I'll take a picture of the finished project and I'll post that as well. Again, Merry Christmas, and I'll probably see you later on doing my pyrotechnic live. This has been Tarina with Create with Tree, that's me, and my son Logan, who's here for Christmas break, and we will see you next time. Thanks, bye-bye.